Hi everybody and happy Video Monday. Teshia here bringing you this week's nutrition video. Today I want to talk to you guys about testosterone and women. This was a request that one of you sent in, and so to that person out there, I hope this is helpful to you. So testosterone we often think of as being something that just men have, but actually women need a certain degree of testosterone in their bodies as well in order for hormonal harmony to be achieved. And usually when it comes to women, the focus is on progesterone, and especially it's on estrogen, because certain conditions like estrogen dominance are so common. But with certain people, there could be an imbalance that comes into play at some time in their life when it comes to testosterone. If you've been on birth control pill for a really long period of time, if you've ever had a hysterectomy, if you're entering menopause, all of these things could cause your testosterone levels to dip and perhaps dip a little bit too low. Adrenal fatigue can also cause it, so if you've been under a tremendous amount of stress. Now, if you were experiencing this, some of the things you might notice, just a few things, is physical weakness overall, so like a loss of strength. You may find that your energy levels are just not what they used to be. You may not be able to lift as much in the gym or exert as intensely. You may notice fat gain, so you may be having an issue with weight loss resistance. All of these things, it could be because of a different hormone, but it could be your testosterone. So if you had a test done with your doctor through your lab or through the lab or whatever that determined you have low levels of testosterone, here are my best natural tips on what you can do to, boost those levels. And again, find that hormonal harmony that, oh my gosh, it's just what it's all about. Everything, I'm convinced now at this point in my career, everything is about hormones. And when it comes to our feeling our best, we need to really dial in our own hormonal system and really make sure that everything is functioning well. So some of the things that I would recommend to you if you are experiencing low levels of testosterone or testosterone levels that are dipping, firstly is that you improve your insulin sensitivity. So if you have gained a lot of weight, you've likely become less insulin sensitive. And so what you can do to improve your insulin sensitivity, and which will benefit your levels of testosterone, a few things you can do is lower your carbohydrate intake a little bit. This doesn't mean you have to go on a ketogenic super crazy low carb diet. That's not what I'm saying at all. But there may be room for you to lower your carbohydrates that you're eating a little bit. Like if you're eating a ton of grains, or if you're eating quite a bit of sugar especially. So first thing, get rid of all the sugars and maybe lower as well the amount of grains that you're eating. Like if you're eating 3 servings of grains a day, maybe try 1 for a while, that kind of thing. So lowering carbohydrate in favor of obviously proteins and fats. When we lower one macro, we kind of need to raise the other in order that we still feel like we have enough energy to function. So a little bit higher ratios, proteins, fats, and tons of vegetables, and then a moderate amount of your other carbs, whether those be from, fruits, starchy vegetables, or whole grains. All right, so that would be one thing. The other thing is, I would say, if you are experiencing low testosterone and you're doing a ton of cardio and you don't really use your muscles very often, switch that up. So stop doing the cardio for a while. Maybe, walk quite a bit. That would be good in terms of cardiovascular health and fitness, but switch it up, and instead of doing 3 days a week of cardio, start doing 3 times a week, or at least 2 times a week of weight training. So something where you're, stimulating your muscle, whether that be through HIIT training, through sprints, through actual lifting of weights. You could even try doing less reps and more weight, and just try to stimulate that muscle growth. These things will improve your insulin sensitivity and therefore your testosterone levels. Furthermore, as I was just discussing about diet, don't go on a super low fat diet. This has been shown to decrease your testosterone, and a lot of women, especially women in menopause, they're on low fat diets because they were of that generation when the whole low fat craze came out, was when they were like, in their 20s or 30s or whatever. So it got really like in their heads, and they think that that's the best way to lose weight, but really a lot of information is now showing that super low fat isn't necessarily the way to go. So make sure you're getting at least 25 to 30% of your overall daily calories from fat, healthy fats, of course. I'm not talking about vegetable oil. I'm talking about coconut oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, omega-3 supplement, those type of things. Okay? Fish, if you eat fish, like really clean, low mercury fish, that would be another way to get those healthy fats. Just make sure you're not going too low on the fats is the point. What else did I want to mention? Oh, the other thing, this that you may not have heard of being attributed to testosterone, is late night eating. So if you're eating right before you go to bed, this could affect your body's ability to produce growth hormone, which is critical for you to have testosterone. So if you're eating super late at night, already your morning levels of testosterone may be lower just from that habit alone. So, eat a healthy dinner. If you're somebody who's always hungry at night, maybe bump your dinner a little later, like eat at 7 or 8 as opposed to 5, so that you are still, fueled enough to go to sleep without laying there being like, oh my God, I'm so hungry, because nobody likes that. That's what I find works well for me. If I eat at 5 or 6, at like 9, I'll be laying in bed and I'll be wide awake. But I find if I eat, finish eating by about 8, that tends to work really well for me. Lastly, in terms of supplementation, always I like to look at food and lifestyle first when it comes to everything. But in terms of elevating your testosterone, I would say check in with your diet and maybe, whatever, and just make sure you're getting enough magnesium and zinc. So those are the 2 minerals that I would say are really important for making sure that you're getting adequate testosterone. You can do those, you can either supplement with those things, or you can try to get them from your food. So just off the top of my head, a few great sources of zinc in our food is fish, eggs. If you don't do animal products, really make sure you're getting enough. You're eating pumpkin seeds on a regular basis. That can be a great source of zinc. For magnesium, whole grains are pretty rich in magnesium, so brown rice and quinoa. Again, we don't want to go crazy on these if we have an issue with testosterone, so make sure you're eating, again, nuts and seeds. They have pretty decent levels of magnesium as well. Magnesium is something that most of us are quite deficient in, so you could probably benefit either way from a supplement of magnesium at least once or twice a day. So as always, guys, this has been Teshia Mahar, Video Monday, and all about testosterone and women and why we need it too in order to maintain a lean body. Lastly, I just want to say, and good energy and good sex drive and all those things, but lastly, I just want to say that once you reach 30, the age of 30, testosterone for women can start to become a thing. Usually in your 20s, you're fine. But once you hit 30, this is something you want to keep an eye on. And the thing that I've done mostly since turning 30 that's different is I really stopped all the cardio. I was doing quite a bit of cardio on a weekly basis, and I've switched that up, as I was mentioning, for more weight-bearing activities. And I did that simply with the intention of keeping my testosterone levels, really healthy as I move into my 40s, as I move into my 50s, when that's only going to become more of a thing. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, send me them through my Facebook page. Teshia Mahar in the Home of Living Live is how you can search for that. Through my website, www.teshiamahar.com. You can also send me or make a comment below this video. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you need help with anything as it relates to nutrition and balance and hormones and hormonal harmony, please consider working with me. It would be my absolute pleasure to help you get back to feeling your best. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.